Hey everybody, my name is Steven, and today I'm going to give you a critique of the Netflix house in Philadelphia Stranger Things immersive experience. Now, first and foremost, I am a Stranger Things fan. I love all things Stranger Things, and I'm going to give you a general overlook of how I think the experience was, and then I'm going to give a more detailed with some video and kind of spoiler alerts as well. So if you just want to get my general opinion, just watch the beginning. If you want to get the whole thing, watch till the end, and then I'll also at the end tell you a little bit about what I'm putting together similar to this. So today, July 10th, 2026, was the opening of Stranger Things immersive experience in Philadelphia, and I was given priority tickets because I had been to the Wednesday experience a couple of months ago, so I bought tickets for the first hour of the first day, which was at noon on Friday. So the first thing I was surprised about was when we got there, the place was not very crowded. It didn't have like kind of energy that I was expecting when I was there a couple months ago. Maybe I went, I don't know, on a Friday night or a Saturday night, and there was just a lot more activity. So the energy level was already kind of low going into it. So I don't know if that had any effect on my perception of the experience. But anyway, here's the general overview of what I felt. If I'm going to give it a rating out of 10, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. One of the reasons is it was not very long. It was quite a short experience. I thought it would be longer. Number two, there wasn't that many rooms or places in the experience. I mean, it went fast and there wasn't that many rooms, I thought. I thought there could have been a lot more exploration. And the third thing is I've also felt that this was what they call, because I spoke to them about it, a theater-like walkthrough or live theater. So as a group, you're with a certain amount of people, an exact number of people. You go through the rooms and everything, and you're kind of like a team. And there were some flaws, I thought, with that concept. And also, there was no real room for exploration or finding things on your own, as contrasted to the Wednesday experience, which had a lot of that. This did not have any of this. And the last part, I don't know if this is going to be a spoiler or not, but there was the last part. You actually had to then put on 3D glasses to experience the finale, which was pretty cool, actually, probably the best part of the experience. But as you may know, they have a separate activity, which is purely virtual reality, which we ended up doing after, which I thought was even better than the immersive experience. Maybe I'll do a video on that at some point. So that was kind of weird too, because it's sort of like you did half of the experience normally, and then you got to one point where you had to put the glasses on. And as someone who wears glasses, I don't really like dealing with 3D glasses. So that kind of broke the mood and whatnot, but that's just, my take on it. And then at the very end, when it's finished, you come out to a big area, which was maybe my favorite part. Well, I won't tell you exactly what was there until we get to the spoiler part. So I think we're ready to get into the spoilers in the actual video that I was able to record. Now, you can record video inside the whole time, everything, it's allowed. I asked in the beginning, and they said, yes, you can. And then what was weird, though, was that the first room you go in, there's a TV monitor, and a famous actor comes on and starts to tell you stuff. And he tells you how, like, you're not supposed to film. And he jokes in the 1980s way, like, yeah, VHS camcorders have gotten smaller, but we still don't want you walking around with them. So I think when they intended to make this production, they probably intended not to have people film it, so they have this disclosure, but ignore it because you can take video. So first part, you walk in, you're giving wristbands, and you're told you're going to do a sleep study in the Hawkins lab. And you're greeted by Papa. He tells you what's going on, but pretty quickly they tell you that there's a more important thing that you need to be doing while you're here. So there's room 1, which is kind of like a general room, and you kind of get the information of what they intend for you to do. But then things get a little funky. You hear some transmissions that you're not supposed to hear. You see some kids that you're not supposed to see really, really fast. And then you're escorted to room 2, which is the rainbow room, and you're greeted by a laboratory person, and she wants to do experiments with you. You're the guinea pigs. And suddenly she realizes that all of us have some sort of power. And this is the part that I argue with the most. So it kind of reminded me of a TV show that my daughter used to watch when she was very young called Smart Einsteins or something Einsteins. And they always wanted participation from the kids, like to do something. Like there was this rocket, and they needed help for the rocket to go off. And it was like, help us tap, 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 like to make the rocket go up or something. And we were almost having to do the same thing in this experience. So once they found that we had powers where we're supposed to like do things and move things, so it was kind of childish in that respect. Maybe it would have been better if they chose one person out of the group or three people out of the group to do these things, but like we were all supposed to do it. So you get into that, some people are more into participation than others. And so the whole premise of this experience is kind of based on us, the patrons, having abilities and superpowers. So then you go to room 3, which is, each room gets better. So room 3 is a little better. It's kind of like a control panel, and this is the part where you see the kids and they tell you what's going on and they help you, escape the situation. You have to listen to their instructions, and then there's some cool virtual reality kind of effects going on here with the demi-dogs. And then a portal opens, so you go through the portal. Now this is where you put the 3D glasses on. So that was what was weird. You go through this whole episode of the kids and Papa arguing back and forth, who you're going to trust. And then, okay, the kids help us break out of this room. Well, I don't know if the kids did, but anyway, a portal opens. But then there's a table there, and there's all the glasses, and there's like a security guard dressed in a lab coat. He's like, yeah, you should put the 3D glasses on. So like, it just broke, the mood, like, oh, okay, here's the glasses. So we put the glasses on, and you go through the tunnel. And then the final room, which you couldn't take video of anyway, because everything is, looking like 4-in-1 and double images. If you don't have the glasses on, I guess I could have put the glasses over the camera. So this was okay, and there was another live actor in this part, which I thought was pretty cool. And then it finished. And then you go out and you go into this big open room, which was maybe my favorite part, because it was like it's kind of like when you come into the amusement park, you see all different attractions and games and displays, and there was like real life statues of a Demogorgon, of Venka. They have the pizza truck there, and they had some actual worn costumes in glass cases of clothes and items that the actors used in the series. And they had a photo booth, which didn't work with my credit card. Everybody who used it had to use their phone. So it was the first day, so there was some glitches, of course. So overall, and the total length was 42 minutes, which wasn't very long, I thought. And they really failed, I think, in the sense that they could have used so much more of, like, I don't know, mystery and anticipation and trying to put some fear into us. And it just more was like, they were just rooms that I could build, you could build, without much, yeah. What can I say? So 7 out of 10 is my score for the Stranger Things experience in Netflix House. And lastly, I want to connect it to what I'm doing. So I'm from Catskill Mountains, New York, and I've built what I call Strange Catskills, which is my own live immersive experience. The movie or the series Stranger Things, and the main difference between mine and what any particular amusement park can do is mine is outdoors, which involves the real wilderness, real fields, real mountains, real cabins. There's even an upside down that I've created. So if you want to check that out, you can see it on this channel. There's shorts, or you can go to @Strange Catskills on TikTok and Instagram, and here on YouTube. So thanks for checking in, and I'll see you through the portal.